G'day everyone, welcome to the Opal Mills. Today we're going to do this. It's a little bit of belemnite. The request was for an oval ringstone, and reason being it does have a couple of issues, so you're going to have to work around it. I might Dremel it to start with just to clean it up and see what happens. Things like this. Little floor that runs in there. Unfortunate. But how much we lose taking it out and what's left, I've envisioned this being the top and this the bottom, as we may need to lose that to get that out, depending how far in it goes. So nonetheless, we're going to Dremel it to start with and just do an exploratory search, see what there is. A couple other things we're going to do. Got some matrix that's coming out today, so we're going to have a look at that afterwards. And yeah, then we'll cut this afterwards, and maybe a couple of other stones to go with it. So I'll just get set up, and we'll start off with a I think it's 325 grit. So it'll be this bit. It's not going to take too much off in one hit that way. Now, I'll just have a quick look at that for a bit. Wow, absolute gorgeous. That'll make an amazing top. I'm just trying to look through here and just see how far that little split there goes in. I think we can get away with not losing too much across there, which yeah, makes that the top. It really needs to be there. There's orientation. So here we go, here's a lesson on orientation. You could almost face this any which way. It's not gonna matter. You're gonna get great color. But when you're looking for a face, you want the best. Now, ultimately, it's not a bad looking sort of pattern face there with big blocky colour. Roll around and you'd get a lot of that as well. Some striated that way as it rolled over. But if that's going to be the bottom, this needs to be the top. Unless we can roll that out, which is what I'm going to try to do, go on the high side, which will be this side of the crack. Just try and work it out a bit, and if possible, that as the face would be really, really nice. But we'll see what we can get. But I will deal with this side first, so I'll keep going on this side. It looks like it might be able to roll that little corner out there, because that's just more potchy colour through there. It doesn't go too deep, so that'll roll out, roll off. I reckon that should be the top now. So there's a bit of a choice. That could either be the base, we could make that the top. Or go around that way, flatten a little bit there. And bring that down into a stone. That face. Decisions. Alright, new decision made. So I've had a chat with the owner, and a cushion cut would lose minimal and look fantastic, because I'd hate to try and, I mean that's square, so to get an oval, one side would have to come in. There's a lot of loss. Tidy this up afterwards. I think this will be the back. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the top. It's going to look amazing. So I'm going to dot that as is, and we're also going to head over the wheel and see what we can do with these couple of bits. Another cushion cut and a suggested oval. So head over to the machine and go for a bit of a grind. So the other square one can go straight on the stick too, so we're just left with this one to be shaped up. There's no way I can saw that off to do anything with that. There wouldn't be anything left. So, sacrificial lamb, this tip. But we'll get to bring the face back. This should actually be a double-sided by the time it's done. As long as that colour bar, yeah, it'll be double-sided either way. So yeah, stones in there. Let's have a look. sort of a rough shape. It's not obviously going to be that shape. Just tightening the edges up. Still got to chip out there, so that edges are going to have to come in to start with, but we'll lose that as we shape it. So look at this side first. Very nice. So that sand seems to be travelling in a fair bit. Still got a bit of bar left, but still going to touch more. I'm sure I'll get that out on the stick when we do that as the back. Look at this side. Roll this out. A little marginal bit there. A hole there. Touch there. But I'm going to go and dot that and cut the rest on the stick. I'm going to start with this one. Let's see what we can do to it. some. Alright, so before we get to those stones, I'm going to look at some of these. So these were the treatment I've done recently, and a bit of varying results again. Some pretty good, some not so much. Some were a retreat and didn't really change much, but we'll go through it. Now, the first one I want to look at is this one. This is out of that matrix parcel. Just recently unwrapped, and it sort of didn't really take too good a treatment at all. Just stained up the outside a bit and some of the not so opal-y bits. It's got a nice little patch there that did treat. So it's a bit of hit and miss. So I think we're going to cut this up into stones anyway, and we'll work around at least some of these highlighted floor faults. So I might want to get a stone with that going through it. So yeah, not really much of a worthwhile treating anymore, because the main part, it clearly is not taking too much of a treatment. Probably went a bit of a shade, a bit darker, but yeah, still not worth. Yeah, looked fine before as far as the amount of treatment that this took, so yeah, we'll get to that in another video. Anyway, that's that one. No specific order here. Let's see if I can just go by memory on which ones are which. Let's zoom in a bit. It's way too much. There we go. So this is a piece I've had for quite a while, out of a parcel. It was about, I think, 3 pieces, quarter of it missing, but the other 3/4 were here. And check that out. Quite some nice colour in there. Not sure how hard this matrix is as far as whether it will take a polish or not. But I'm going to definitely be cutting some stones, probably with this face. So I don't think it'll last cutting it down through there. Yeah. Now this is the piece I did ages ago, and I found it noodling and decided to give it a clean up to see what was in it. There's a lot of stone and whatever. It had a bit of that colour in it. I'm not sure if some of you might remember this piece. So again, mixed result. It's got a nice little face there. I'll probably throw it on the side on backwards to you guys. So yeah, with the face of that, it's about the only picture stone sort of looking. I think the rest of it's a non-event, except for the couple of patches on it. This is a great specimen, which I think I'll be leaving it as. A little bit of everything all over it. And we gave this one another retreat. I think it went a bit darker. This one, I think I will be slicing through the guts to get some more of that. So that's definitely taking a bit of treat. And we definitely want a face of that. So if I can cut through there, looks like that goes all the way through. So we'll get a nice little one of those. And that. Quite happy with that. Some concrete. Just gave it a bit of a retreat to see how much more it would take. It didn't really take too much more. So these were some of the test pieces I'd sort of mucking around with when I first got the stuff. What have we got here? This is an offcut of something. I think might be no, it's alright. But check that out. I reckon it'll take another treatment to get right in to the rest of it, but it's a bit of an offcut. It's going to have a really nice stone in there. So quite impressed with that. So there were a few pieces of this stuff I put through. And it started out this colour. And so, yeah, it made some interesting looking pieces. There's some nice little pendants. Not sure if that one was from that bundle, but that was still in there. These I got as is. So obviously someone's tried to face the bar. Unsuccessful. Anyway, that looks pretty interesting. Yeah. Didn't really bring the colour out too much. Some nice little bit of pinfire in there, but not anything to get too excited about. So then there's this stuff, and I've treated some of this before. It sort of looked more like that one. The more I treated it, the more that darkness crept in under there. Probably won't on this part because there's just translucent. It'll make a nice little stone. Picture stone in there. That was off a different piece. Here's the biggest piece of that. Hole in the middle. But yeah, that's come out really nice. It's come up very well. Quite impressed with these pieces. They'll make some fantastic little stones. Well, there's a bit of colour, but it doesn't look like it's going to show too much more than that. I could possibly go through again, see if we can get in a bit further. Sometimes you can get it to go a lot better with the second and third treats, and sometimes it is what it is. This was a second treat and it pretty much came up the same as an improved. This piece partially took a treatment. Some of these bits are just went in just for curiosity. Probably end up in just jars. Nice bit of flash. Triplet. More of that. Turn it all right. Nice little ring stone out of that. Some of these aren't really worth showing. Another little ring stone. That just looks pretty. Very nice. Makes for an interesting stone. Brought the colour out a bit more than what it was anyway. I think these are all similar sort of pieces, just roughed out. We need a proper cut. And a retreat. Ooh. Couple more bits in here. I'm still getting to the impressive pieces. Was one of these pieces is a purple lavendery sort of one I cut a while back again. And look at this. Not a black opal, it's Andamuka treated matrix. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm really impressed with that one. That's the dream result. Yeah, it is. Sounds alright. Bit of colour in that. It's left to cut, but can get a little stone out of there somewhere. Sure. How about that one? Okay, and here's some material that really takes a good treat. I've done a few stones with this one before, and it continues. It'll need another treat just to set that treat right into this, even it out. But wow. I really do like this material. Oranges and greens through it. A little bit of this stuff left. Yeah. That's pretty much about it. I tried to treat some from very early on. Got them back to do another treat, see if they could get any better, but it's as they are. So. There's a bit of flash. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah, alright, back to the other stones. Alright, so finished polishing and recutting due to a little flaw. I'll get to that. First off the rank, this little cushion cut, rectangle. Absolutely gorgeous. and we'll weigh these after. I'm curious. So I reckon looking at this one, around the carat, probably just under, I guess. This one will have to be a few carats. I'm really happy with this one. So this is a double-sided one. Colour from every angle. Well, steady on camera stand. And ta-da, absolutely clean, both sides. It does face up this way, that's the way it's cut, but it is double-sided as far as this side was faced as well. Gorgeous. Like 2 stones in one, totally different stones. I said, oh, check this stone out. Now, check this stone out. And you go, oh, okay, 2 nice stones. It's like, no, it's all in one. So I'm just playing around and being silly, but I love it when the stone turns out like this. And if it wasn't for that potch bar in the middle, it probably would have, yeah, probably would have been double-sided anyway, but wouldn't have thought to have it. It's sort of, that potch bar gives it a bit of background rather than just straight through one side to the other. So it's slight hints of this side coming through. You can see hints of red in the background there. Not just the body tone of the stone, but yeah. Not sure if that green's coming up through the bottom there. Bit of colour on colour. Some big blotches and some smaller sparkles. Anyway, so yeah, that's that one. Now this one, I'll show you quickly, had to be recut due to this. I'm trying to get the back tidied up. There's a little fissure floor down the side here. I'm really not happy with it. May actually mess up the top, to be honest. So I'm just going to have to somehow deal with that, and this stone may not look the same when it's done. Look at that, that's horrible. So it did get slightly shrunk a bit more just to neaten that face up. But wow, what a gem. And again, double-sided. Any side really. Not that you'd face it that way, but every single angle on this is just colour. But again, slightly higher dome this side than this side. So this is the bottom, that's the top. So that'll be the face. Even with skin background. It does not need a black backing, this one. So it's got to be up definitely between 5 to 1,000 a carat on this one, on the colour. And the brightness, the clarity, the cut, everything is just awesome. I might be undervaluing, but I wouldn't let it go for less than that. These aren't mine, but that's just my opinion. So let's get the scales out. first stone. That's dead on a carrot. I thought it'd be just under. Oh well. This one, double-sided. Ooh, just under 3.5. 3.5 carats. That's not a bad size stone. Ooh, again, just under 2.5. Let's call it 2.25. 1 1/4. Saw the 2 there, wasn't concentrating. Sorry, 1 1/4, 1 1/3, somewhere around there. So yeah, there we go. I'll leave this one here. So yeah, there we go. Some more additions to these two. Hope you enjoyed. Cheers.